people, and welcome to something entirely different. Today we're going to be checking out something that is called, what is this thing called again? It is called Happy Fun Quake Server. Yeah, what a happy fun name, right? But yeah, this is a rather weird mod. This is actually a full-out mod, as opposed to the stuff we've been seeing in the past, which were just graphics fixes and whatnot. I have been checking out another mod earlier today, so this is the second mod I've actually checked out, so it's not as grandiose as it could have been for me. And actually, I've been playing with this one a little bit. I didn't realize it was going to have as much as it turned out to have. Otherwise, I would have recorded to begin with, but at the time, I thought it was just a server manager, because that's the main feature of this thing, is that it basically allows you to play in administrative god mode. Basically gives you control over the server. So yeah, like I said, I really didn't know that it was going to pull certain things that it did. So needless to say, I didn't really expect it to pull exactly everything that happened here. And so now I kind of have to check it out now and show you guys what exactly it's about. Anyway, it talks a lot about stuff in the actual README, but at the same time it also tells you virtually nothing. So yeah, I'm basically going to skip most of the README. In fact, I'm going to ignore it entirely. So yeah, really, he didn't write many good documentation at all for this thing. So you don't get much clarity on what exactly it is or what it does. You kind of just have to load it up and play it and see exactly what it's about. And that's kind of what I was doing before I started this whole thing. Anyway, I'll go through the things one at a time. Alright, so we just loaded the game. First thing first, I actually want to go in and I want to name myself, there's my name that I had for test purposes. I just want to change it to player, and I want to load a single player game. Oh no! Yes, people, this is actually a major feature of this particular mod. Basically, a legal nickname player tried to play and was ejected. Sorry, we do not allow the name player on the server. Please change your name before re-entering. So basically, yes, that's basically the problem here, is that it's basically add a security measure to the server, whereby if you try and enter using the name player, aka the default, you'll basically get blocked out. Rather convenient little feature, not really the biggest of things. If you're going to be doing anything, I can't imagine player being the biggest thing. I can imagine, getting the IP in the first place, meaning that you could dox the server or something like that, probably being the bigger of issues, but regardless, it is a very minor security thing, I guess, for bots, even though I guess people could just easily change it using some script or something. But yeah, let's change it back to Deathstalker, because I want to actually be able to access my server as opposed to getting booted out immediately. Now, as you see, Marmot's Happy Fun server code version 0.22, based on Disruptor's DQS code. Anyway, as you can see here, I have all my mobsters on parade and all my stuff like that. Don't really care about that, of course. We care only about the new stuff. Okay, let's see here. Let's go DM3. DM3 is a good one. Now, as you see, we spawn in, we get told this. It actually gets cleaner if you show it in deathmatch mode, so let's restart there. So you see, it shows all the important information right there. Now if we load up here and type in Impulse 50, this will give us all the information we need. As you can see, plenty of different little things here. And I'll go through them one at a time actually when we get to them. First thing first, if I press my H and G keys, actually I don't have them bound in this version, I see. Okay, never mind, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, if I press Impulse, what am I doing Impulse 9 for? Let's see here, we do bind H to Impulse 200. And we'll say bind G to Impulse 201. Alright, that should work fine. And as you see, basically what happens is, now you have skin changing. See, a big feature of this one is that it adds multi-skin support. Basically, it's a weird hack for Quake whereby you're able to take a skin for the player file specifically and it basically is able to cycle through all the different skins within that one file. Why exactly is that a thing, you might ask? It's because if you try and use separate files, you're basically going to have to, like, overwrite the player, because there's only one player on file. So, basically, if you are Duke Nukem, everyone is going to be Duke Nukem. And that's going to be rather problematic when you wanted, you know, the ability to be the only Duke Nukem on the server, or, you know, stand out in any particular way. But, yeah, basically, the fact of the matter is, it allows you to basically switch between whatever you're seeing here. Quake himself is Ranger, it's basically the default skin. Duke Nukem 3D. And yeah, basically you can just cycle through them and become a Stormtrooper, you can become the Terminator, you can become Predator. I think like Boba Fett. There we are, we're Boba Fett now. Even though I can't see it, and therefore it's kind of rather insignificant. Yeah, that's kind of not really why I wanted to show off this. If it was just that, I really wouldn't have cared at all. But since I'm here, I decided I'd show you guys the Boba Fett thing. Anyway, if you might have noticed, we have 0 ammo for a shotgun. This is because the shotgun is no longer dependent on shells. It's basically actually totally separate. As you notice now, when I walk over shells, they're called pulse rounds. And we'll get to that in a minute, why exactly it's called that. There's a particular reason for it. As you see, it also goes past 100, which was the previous limit that you could go up to. So there's really some odd things going on. I'm really curious to see what actually like the maximum limit for pulse rounds is. I don't actually know that one myself. But yeah, the shotgun can allow you to rapid fire like this. As you see, I'm just able to rapidly fire whatever I want. And the best thing? It doesn't waste any ammo whatsoever. So basically, I can fire indefinitely at whatever I want. And yeah, it won't waste a single shell. Very convenient, very useful. As you see, 200 seems to be the limit for pulse rounds. Good to know. Let's grab this pentagram. So you see, nothing else has really changed name-wise. The only thing that's changed name-wise is the whole thing about the pulse rounds, which, like I said, we'll get to. But for the time being, regular shotgun is just a rapid-fire gun, which you always have. You don't really have any reason to use the ATS now. You see, it's my own little fancy ATS master of whatever. As you see, here's the pulse cannon, actually. It's weird because it's still underneath where it would be because it's the nail gun and all. But it's not the nail gun, it's the pulse cannon. And it's actually rather useful now that it's kind of like blocked out for a second. So you see, it fires the laser gun used by the Enforcer. So as you see, I'm just able to rapidly fire the Enforcer's laser gun at people. Not really that big of a difference. I think it's just mostly cosmetic. I don't know how much damage it does. I'll have to like look at the Quake code and probably like modify all that around. That's gonna be a bit of fun. But yeah, basically this is just a rapid fire gun. As you see, you could just decimate whatever there is using this. Rather nice feature, huh? Right? Super nail gun is the regular super nail gun. It's basically what we've expected. There's no real difference here. Let's see here. If I go back to like, let's see. I'm trying to think like a good map to like kill something in or something. Sure, this is a good one because why not? Let's switch to Deathmatch 0 and restart. And now we'll have the ability to kill this ogre. Oh wait, we don't have any guns. Quick, rapid fire him to death. Thank God for the fact that I can just keep pressing these buttons. Hold it down and forget what I'm doing. I don't know if it's because it's, you know, the way it is, but it feels like it's weaker now. Though it might just be because I'm pot shotting so much. I mean, look at this. This is definitely taking a lot of shells, but seems to be about the same, maybe. Now, if I could find a pulse cannon, that really would be the nice thing. I'm looking for a pulse cannon. This isn't really working in my favor. Let's see here. I need to find a level with some guns. Okay, the grenade launcher. That's actually rather useful, because that means I can show you guys off a nice little feature here. See, the grenade launcher, as you see, I toss it, it blows things up. Very simple, very straightforward. That's the grenade launcher we all know, the grenade launcher we all love, right? Well, if we press the grenade launcher key, which is 5, I believe, no, 6. So you see, it switches between regular grenade launcher mode and a new pipe bomb mode. Now the pipe bomb, you shoot it, and it will just stay there permanently. Now I don't have a key set up for it, but if I like say bind, what's the useful key? I don't really care at the moment. Bind adds to impulse 23 is the impulse we care about. It's the new impulse for this pipe bomb. And now we press it, we just blew it up. So now we set that right there. We throw another one down there. We throw another one over here, and now we press it, and we just blew up all 3 zombies using just the pipe bombs. As you see, rather useful for strategic little things. Of course, you always have reasons just to use the regular grenade launcher, but it's great for just strategizing, placing a bomb somewhere and then forgetting about it. You know, because as soon as you place it, you can place like an indefinite number. So let's like throw down 7. Let's throw down all of these. And major explosion! So you see, convenient little feature. Not really the biggest of deals, but at the same time it is a little thing that's there. Now let's see here, I'm still looking for my nail gun thing, trying to think where the guns are. And this is my pipe bomb, which is nice, but I would like something else. You know, a nail gun. I think there's a nail gun down here or something. This is the double-barreled shotgun, actually. Now, I don't think the double-barreled shotgun has changed. So you see, pretty much the same. I'm not sure if it's faster or not, but yeah, of course it doesn't use any ammo just like the regular shotgun, because it's just for the pulse rounds. As you see, you can just move around, you can shoot things with the double-barreled shotgun of death. And now we just blast our way through everything quickly because we're looking for a nail gun. If we can find one quickly. Or should I say a pulse cannon, but they're the same thing, of course. Quick, up there! Can I find my way up there? I want to kill the Shamble with a pulse cannon if I can. Where is the elevator? Elevator, elevator! Okay, we need to find our way around to find the way to the pulse cannon. Get the pentagram, and now we face off against the Shamble with our pulse cannon. Die, Shambler! So you seem rather powerful. I'm not sure if it's about the same damage or a bit more. I think it's a bit more, but I might be wrong. Like I said, I'll have to experiment with that. Let's see here, but that is the pulse cannon there for your visual eyes. That's like the biggest reason I showed this was the pulse cannon. Let's see here. Trying to think where there's a good map of the rocket launcher offhand. I mean, there's also this fact of matter that there's a... Basically, I'm prevented from cheating. Like, I can't just cheat or whatnot. Like, I can't just put God mode on. It said God mode on, but I can't actually put God mode on. Or I can. Never mind. Then why don't I just Impulse 9 it? I totally can. Okay, never mind. But yeah, the Thunderbolt is the same. As you see. Now, the rocket launcher, as you can see in the corner, has a few different settings. The rocket launcher is probably the most modified of the guns. You know, because it has a few different modes to talk about. First of all, we have the regular rocket launcher, which is a lot more powerful than the regular. But I see a rocket jump right up here. So you see it's about the same damage when you kill something. But at the same time, it's also a lot more powerful. So, say it was right here. Now what's a rocket jump up there? That was actually a rather easy jump suddenly. Want to get up here? There we are. Bam. It's just definitely a little bit higher than normally would be. So as you see, plenty of rocket jumping around, plenty of chaos. Alright, let's move back, and oh god, here they come! Quick, switch to rocket pod mode! This is for crowd control! Watch this, people. Let's switch off God mode just to make sure I'm doing it legitimately. And now it's just rapid fire. Just kind of like Duke Nukem 3D. You just shoot rapid rockets at whatever you want, and it blows up everything. Very useful for those big targets. So let's see here. Impulse 9 again. So that's your crowd control rapid fire gun. But we also have a homing missile. And this is what you think it would do. So you see, it follows where the enemy is. So that means I could just basically move around and shoot rockets. And the homing missile will basically track them. Combined with the fact that it also gives like 200 rockets now. Means that it's rather overpowered, isn't it? Just a bit, because all I have to do is just walk around. As you see, it basically just wipes out everything for me. Now, I can only shoot one homing missile at a time, but it is definitely a convenient way if you're too lazy to aim or whatnot. Or let's say you want to, like... Okay, like... Wait, what am I doing? Impulse 9 it. And say I want to, like, have the homing missile around here, like this. So you see, I don't even need to be in its line of sight. As long as it shoots in the general way that it should be, it will take it out. So like this, I don't even have to be looking at the enemies. I just have to stand right here, totally out of its line of sight. And it conveniently blows up everything for me. You can see it just wipes out everything without me having to do a single bit of effort because it just shoots right where I want it. So, yeah, with over 200 of those, I mean, the hard part of the matter is, of course, that it wastes multiple rockets. So you see the rocket pod actually is only wasting one at a time. While the rocket launcher actually wastes 2 at a time. And of course now the rocket homing missile wastes 5. Rather interesting thing. Definitely makes it a bit more balanced because the regular rocket launcher did waste 2. The Thunderbolt has 200 ammo. And yeah, that's pretty much all the guns there, people. So you see how it goes up to 100 naturally. It's 200 though when you do the different stuff. Now, can it go up to 200 naturally for the rocket launcher, or is that only because of what happened there? Okay, let's see here. Try to find somewhere where there'd be like rockets. Let's go back here. And Impulse 9 it, so we have maximum ammo. And great way to kill it would be to use the... Well, let's see here. There we are, that'll blow through it quickly. Or I could use the homing missile and just shoot like 5. And that way it's flying down 5 at a time. What I want to do is blow it down to like 95 or so. And now I want to find some more rockets or something. Oh wait, I forgot. I kind of need to get rockets. So let's see, let's go around and get some more rockets. There's plenty of rockets to go around, so let's go get some of them. Now that I remember what I was supposed to be doing. As you see, it's up to 100 still. See, the limits that were in place before are still in place, as you can see. It just, you know, now a lot more alternate modes. Very convenient. But as you see, the hard limits are still in place. You don't have suddenly 200 rockets. That was just because of Impulse 9 and whatnot. Anyway, that's really all the guns. There's no, of course, differences to enemies. This is all mostly for deathmatch. Any other real differences we really need to cover? Let's see here. Well, there is this whole, there's Impulse 200, which is a curious one. Wait, no, that's not. I want Impulse 210. Mouse mode. I am now a mouse. As you see, I'm very, very small. Basically, this puts me into God mode. And as you see, I'm able just to move around. I can't switch to any weapon. You know, I'm basically in a weird spectator mode without being a spectator. I can still interact with the world and press buttons, as you see. But it's like I can't teleport, so I'm not really there. But if I wanted to, I could switch back to Impulse 210. And that will switch me back so I can play again. So as you see, Impulse 210 basically allows me to be a mouse, or just switch back to the mode I want. Now if I did that in a deathmatch game, I could do this, Impulse 210. And this will basically restart the game. Okay, so deathmatch again. Just out of curiosity, because if I do Impulse 211, I think that's another one. And I think if I use the fly up and down keys, something's supposed to happen, which are Q and E. It's supposed to be moth mode or something. But as you see, it's not doing anything, even in a single player game. Yeah, there are some funky features in here, people, that I'm not exactly sure how to activate. Moth mode being the simplest of them. More importantly, there is supposed to be a way to activate like admin controls while in a deathmatch game. And basically, if I switch to deathmatch, say I do this, I'm supposed to be able to use a 3-code combination, and I'll be able to access my server controls to be able to become like the admin of this server. Because right now, if I try to use God mode, it's not going to work. But if I try and use Impulse, I believe I set it up for 41, Impulse 42, or Impulse 43, that should have told me I did something which made me more powerful. But it doesn't. It doesn't do anything. Now I also set it up for 3 buttons conveniently on my keyboard, and it's also doing nothing. So it's also the fact of the matter that actually I think bind. Let me just make sure that it's also bound, because I'll make it the last thing, and that will unbind anything else. So let's see here, bind at Impulse 41, bind C, Impulse 42, and bind V to Impulse 43. Now they're all in a straight line. All I have to do is press these 3 buttons. 1, 2, 3. That should have done something. But I didn't. And that's why I don't understand, people. I don't understand how to get those admin controls working. It doesn't really make much sense. As you see, I just pressed the code combination and it did nothing. So I'm not really sure how to get that one working. It seems to be a rather weird scenario. Yeah, so you see, that's no longer the button to activate. I need to actually go in and press impulse 23. But yeah, so you see multi-skin, all the different weapon stuff. There's plenty of different little changes to the weapons just because. For extra little modes or whatnot. And other than that, it's supposed to be all the server stuff. And the problem is I can't access any of the server stuff because the admin controls aren't working for me. Which stinks! I don't know how to get that one working. Like I said, I'm supposed to use a 3-key combination. And there's actually 2 of them, for system ops and for the admin. So if I do... Let's switch them out. Bind X to Impulse 51. Bind C to Impulse 52. Oh, bind C to Impulse 52. So you see a lot of typing. Bind V to Impulse 53. Okay, now we're being a sysop. 1, 2, 3. That should beat me a sysop. But it didn't. So you see, I just did it on both of them. Nothing happened. For whatever reason, I'm not really sure. I'm not able to give myself control, and it doesn't matter if I actually go in and create a deathmatch game. I've tried like going the full design a deathmatch game route to like Jailquake. Doesn't help. Really, I'm not sure how exactly I'm supposed to get that 3-code combination to work. Like I said, I have it bound to those 3 keys. I have it set so I can just press them, so it's not, well, you hit other letters while trying to type it. I've tried using the console, didn't do anything. So I'm not really sure what the problem is or why I can't connect to that. It's a rather weird situation. But yeah, at least you get to see the new pulse cannon. That was really the biggest feature here. And the different modes of all the guns, since they are all still the same guns. You pick up the gun, they do still say the same thing. Grenade launcher is still the grenade launcher, rocket launcher is still the rocket launcher, it's just they have all these extra modes. So, yeah. Not exactly the best of situations. Like I said, I'm not exactly particularly happy with the fact that I can't figure out how to get the server area running. Like, there's got to be a way to rip that out to be able to get all of those server controls done. But like I said, the fact that I can't do the access code kind of kills a lot of it. Because the access code is the biggest feature of this thing, and it's intentionally what it's supposed to pull more than anything else. So needless to say, I'm not really sure how to play with it. It's also supposed to be like $1.99 for Impulse, but that doesn't work either. So at this point, I don't know how to make myself the server up. So needless to say, I'm still rather confused in all this and how to, you know, pull all this stuff off. Now, it does also say that I would have needed to, like, use different impulses, but it's supposed to give you a message when I become server up anyway. So because I didn't hit that, I didn't hit really any of that. Let's actually, I guess, load up and do a quick one, an easy one. Let's see here. Let's see, no clip, 111. Impulse 111 is supposed to give me no clip. So all I need to do, because I want to make sure I'm doing this right, is I'm going to go into deathmatch again, restart. There we are. I'm in deathmatch right now. Now I want to do bind X because I need to do bind just in case. Impulse. What is it? Impulse 41. Bind C to Impulse 42. And as you see, these are undefined impulses. They're supposed to work. To Impulse 43. Okay, so we have that. We set them up. Bam, bam, bam. And now we type in Impulse 111. And we're supposed to be able to fly up and down and use no clip. I'm a bird! Amazing. So you see, it didn't work at all. So, needless to say, I'm not sure how to get that working. I'm not sure how to access moth mode. I'm assuming that might be part of like the admin thing, but it doesn't say it is. Basically, you fly at a constant altitude, controller would swim up and swim down. But yeah, like I said, that doesn't seem to happen. It seems to just stick in mouse mode. Basically, you're supposed to be able to switch between using your mouse and flying around in moth mode. But at the same time, it doesn't seem to work that way. So, yeah, needless to say, I don't know how to get that working. I don't know how to get really all the admin stuff going at all. Yeah, needless to say, rather weird setup. I wish I could figure out certain things, but at least we got some of it down. With that in mind, people, thank you all for watching. It's been an adventure, and I guess I'll see you all in something a little bit different than this. See you all then!